Let us know where you've seen it in the comments down below. But for now, let's get on with the show. Hey guys, welcome to Ask the Camera Guy. My name is Steven, I'm the camera guy, and today we're going to be exploring some rookie mistakes. Number one, the first rookie mistake is not knowing your gear. A lot of us have gone through the same things. We've gone out there, we look like idiots, we don't know our butts from our elbows, and we go out and we try to shoot a shot. Now, if you're on set and you don't know how your camera works, you don't know how to access your aperture, your ISO, or just do basic general exposure things, then that's not really a good reason or a good way for you to go out there and represent yourself or your clients, right? So the first thing that you have to do as a rookie is learn your gear. Learn everything from your lights to your receivers to how everything works. And always have a backup plan. I always feel like it's always necessary for you to have a plan B. Sometimes you go, you think like, okay, I'm going to use 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights. I'm going to just use the sun, and things don't work out like how you want them to work out. So the first thing you need to do before you even charge anybody for anything, like understand how to use your gear. Second rookie mistake, not having a plan B. Not having a plan B is not a good idea. I remember when I first started out, we would go out there, we would have 1 camera, we would have 1 of everything. We had 1 reflector, 1 of everything. And one day I went out and my reflector went flying. It was on a beach. It just decided that it was going down the street. And it went, and I had nowhere to light the subject, had nowhere to fill in any shadows or anything like that. And I had to come up with a plan B on the fly. That was a very uncomfortable situation for me. I think it was simply because it maybe looked like I didn't know what I was doing. And the client wasted a lot of time trying to come up with a plan B. Eventually what we ended up doing was going under a tree and using some open shade and shooting the shot that way. Of course, it took about 20 minutes for us to get this plan organized. But before you set out, you might have a plan A, you might have, you might think in your mind, I'm gonna shoot with lighting. You go there, there's no power. Or your lights just decide, you know, they're not going to work, or you break a cable, or something happens. So before you set out, always have a plan B. And sometimes it's even best to have a plan C. Sometimes I set out, I think, okay, I'm going to use lights, I'm going to use some strobes or something, and go on set only to realize that, hey, you know, I can't because we have to move quickly, or there's no time to calibrate the lights. So sometimes I have to end up using just natural light. All right, and we're going to have a show, an episode about natural light and ambient light, but always have a plan B, always have a plan C. Third rookie mistake, not fixing things on set. Okay, now the number one thing I'm hearing nowadays from clients is, can you just Photoshop that out for us? I mean, that's just easy, right? Now, I'm gonna say it to you guys, and a lot of you out there might not know it, but sometimes Photoshop takes hours, all right? Something on set that could take like 2 minutes to just adjust and fix. A lot of people tend to like save it for the end and wait until it's over when you can't make any more adjustments and go home and try to fix it in post. And those results might be mixed. You might go back in post, you might be able to fix it no problem, or you might go back in post and realize that you get a substandard image, all for something that you could have changed in like 2 minutes. So if you have the time, change it. Fix it on set. If there's something wrong with the makeup, unfortunately, then you could fix it on set. Like if you have a makeup artist there, like get them to do a retouch, get them to fix it. Because if you could fix it in camera, then it's gonna save you like a ton load of time in the end. Fourth rookie mistake, not understanding what the client wants. Now, when you go to a meeting with a client, what you really wanna do, if you're starting off, if you're a professional, you wanna understand exactly what the client wants and exactly what their expectations are. Now, as artists, sometimes we have our own perspective of how things are gonna go, and we tend to kind of sometimes impose our will on the client. What about my vision? But a rookie mistake is to feel like your way of doing things is the only way to do it. It's always best to understand what the client wants, especially if it's a paying client. Well, if it's not a paying client, then it's not a client, then it's a favor. But if it's a client, understand what the client wants. You don't want to have to go out there for 6 hours for something that a client really needed like 10 minutes for. And sometimes you would save a lot of time, a lot of grief, because you go out there, you shoot a bunch of cool stuff like Oscar award-winning stuff, only to come back and realize that this isn't what the client wanted. It comes off looking unprofessional, and it comes off looking like you're bad at communicating. A lot of what we do as camera people is communicate. We communicate on set, we communicate to the crew, we communicate to the client. So basically, a rookie mistake is going out there and not truly understanding what exactly the client wants to do. So make sure you understand what the client wants to do. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. If you like the video, like, share, subscribe. You could put your comments down below. You could tell us what you think of the show. You could also ask us questions that we would be addressing in future episodes to come. I think somewhere in this general vicinity there is the bell icon. You could click on it and be notified of every single episode that we bring out. Peace. No gang signs. No gang signs. None. 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 Secret confession, who brushes their teeth every day anyway?